My friends, welcome to another episode of the Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast, brought to you by Mafia Sports Report. I, as always, am Dr. Love, and of course, I can't do this without him, but that's Sauce Bronson over there, baby. What's going on?
Yo, yeah, we've been on like a 2-week hiatus. I know, the couple people out here that watch us, they missed us.
Yes,
So,
I know. I apologize for that.
Probably leave you hanging for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling too well. My throat's getting a little better right now, but it was pretty rough last week. I would have been like squeaky, like the broken squeaky toy. So, but we got, now look, we're close to the holidays, and I decided while I was talking with Sauce that we decided let's do a holiday kind of themes for the next couple weeks, and I decided one thing everyone talks about is that who made the naughty and who made the nice list every year. And of course, myself, I typically am on the nice list. I would say so. I would assume. I don't know. Probably not, but we'll see. Sauce is always on the nice list. I'm pretty sure he's always he's got the nice list locked down. So
nah, I say that never nice, never naughty, just somewhere in between.
There we go. I like it.
I say I get a lump of coal with a little Ninja Turtle figure in it. So
there we go. I like it. So we decided to kind of go over, just like in wrestling for 2023, in a sense, who would make the naughty and who would make the nice list, whether it's a whole company, whether we're talking about wrestlers, whether we're talking about anything wrestling related. We're going to talk about that today a little bit, and then also give us your guys' opinion on who you think makes the naughty or nice list in pro wrestling. So, to start it off, I'm going to go with the Sauce here. I'm curious about who he's got on either one of his lists. So,
the first spoiler alert. I feel like most of the list tonight is going to be about Papa Khan and the buffoonery that takes place in Jacksonville, Florida.
Buffoonery, I like that.
First foremost, we just got to get out the way. Naughty list, Tony Khan and his backwards booking. Like 1 minute, it's almost like everybody has the Big Show syndrome, where 1 minute they're heel, the next minute they're babyface. Like, can y'all please make up your minds? And then, so I was watching a video. Shout out to the YouTuber RGT85. He was doing a reaction video to somebody else. It was like the 99 things that's wrong with AEW. And he basically summarized, he said the biggest issue that they got going on right now is Tony Khan, he's booking things not really for longevity, just for the ratings. And he's his booking is he's just catering to the hardcore audience instead of trying to bring in the new people.
That is absolutely true. I mean, we've talked about it several times on the podcast. It's like sometimes he'll make a good step forward, a big leap forward, and then he'll just fall back like a 20 or 30-yard sack, or something like that. It's crazy how inconsistent the booking can get, and I'll just bring this up now because I was so mad about it when it happened.
Yep.
So you bring in Edge, right? Adam Copeland. You bring him at the Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. Big deal, huge deal. Then you set up on Dynamite that him and Christian are going to be against each other because Christian's on this 18th Renaissance he's on, which is good. We're a fan.
Right.
Now, this right here is a match you want to set up. You want to build. You want to create tension. You want to create, let's set this up. Then you announce that you have a new pay-per-view at the end of December, the World's End pay-per-view on the 30th. Cool. That, to me, how I look at it is this way. You're building up this feud. This is good. You have a new pay-per-view. You rely heavily on, obviously, there's no network. There's no Peacock for your thing. You have to buy pay-per-views. I'll tell you right now.
You need people's $40.
Yes. So at that point, you've already built up the feud and the 6-man tag matches and the great promos. Keep building that feud until the pay-per-view. And then that's one of your co-main event of the pay-per-view is Edge I mean, it's Adam Copeland versus Christian. I mean, even make it like some stipulation match, last man standing, or a tables match or something, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to have it. But I'm just saying in general. But what does Papa Khan do? Oh, well, we have a show in Montreal, so let's just have him fight there last week and on Dynamite in Montreal. Yeah. And I'll tell you right now, when they booked this, I literally thought for sure, and I told Sauce this, I said, oh, maybe this is going to be one of those where it's on the card, but then Christian comes out, cuts a great promo, and says, nah, you don't get me. You don't get me. Walks out of the ring, and then like Nick Wayne comes in, Lucha Dumbassaurus comes in there. Like it's set up for a match. He gets nuclear heat.
Ding, ding, ding.
Because he'll disavow Canada like he did before back in the WWE. It would have been great. It would have been huge heat.
Yeah.
What do they do? They actually have a match. They have like a piss poor, like 17. Well, I say 17 minutes, but it's like of TV time. Because here's your problem. They even went the picture-in-picture. They went the picture-in-picture because Dynamite does that, right? They go to the picture-in-picture for long. I'm sorry, but you really... not only you have an actual match, you're going to picture-in-picture during this match? Oh, my God. I'm sitting here, and then the match just kind of gets beat up, and Christian's like all that could have happened by just beating up Edge and not having a real match.
Yeah.
Now you've literally wasted the fact that you've already had a match. So now you know for a fact that Adam Copeland will win at the World's End. Would he have probably won anyways? Probably, maybe not. Because at that point, you could have built the feud up into a recurring thing. I just couldn't believe when I saw that, Sauce. I said, he can't be that stupid. Yes, he is.
Yes, he can.
Like,
this is the same guy who, when Swerve and Glory broke up, they never had a match. They just had a couple backstage segments where they wanted to tease, as far as them wrestling, and it never happened. This is also the same guy who has been giving us MJF every single week, actually wrestling sometimes twice a week now. Losing that mystique of MJF. You know how 3 out of the 4 weeks, he'll 3 out of 4 Dynamites come out, cut a promo, get his heat, and walk off. And then maybe once every 2 months he'll actually wrestle. Now they got this dude out here every single week, sometimes twice a week. You wait, and this is the same guy who wasted a match between him and Kenny Omega on Collision.
Yep.
Y'all, like, this easily could have been another setup match. Granted, they're booking it right now where they want it's almost like everybody and their mama just want to fight MJF for the belt. Once again, that could have been a thing where he could have just put it off until what was it, Worlds Collide, whatever this stupid pay-per-view was called.
The World's End, yeah.
Yeah, World's End. That could see, and then that would have been your 2 matches right there. You would have had MJF versus Omega, and then you would have Christian versus Edge. I mean, Adam, whatever he's calling himself now. But that's too easy right there. You could have had the closer as MJF. That'll be a closer. And then you could have threw Edge and Christian on like the top of the hour. Like you could have threw them on like a 9 o'clock 9 o'clock match, as far as just keeping the crowd hot. But like I said, this is a guy, and this video I watched summed it up. Tony Khan is just booking for ratings and to please the hardcore audience.
Yeah.
That's all his booking is.
It's very frustrating. It really is. Because like talking about when you take 1 step forward, bunch of steps back, it's very disheartening because you could have some great matches there. The Omega thing's crazy because now we get MJF versus Samoa Joe at World's End. That's like cool, but we already had that on Dynamite. We literally already had that match. And don't get me wrong, I like Samoa Joe. The idea of him being champ, I do like. but I don't like the idea of MJF would lose the belt at that point to Samoa Joe, who he's already fought. And like there's no setup. Remember, this is where like 4 people were feuding with MJF. Remember, like everyone's like, I've got MJF, I've got Wardlow, I've got like what? Why? What is going on right now?
Oh, also, let's not forget Tony Khan's backwards booking, and a lot of this stuff is just recently fresh. Let's not forget that Samoa Joe and Keith Lee had a match. Samoa Joe went over.
Oh my!
Then he literally gave away the belt like 2 minutes later.
Gave away the belt. Yep.
So, and then once again, it's just like who was primarily a part of this? Who was in charge of this? Was it Tony Khan just off of his just pure mark, him just being a mark, or was this Samoa Joe saying like, "Hey, I'll give it the title, but I just don't want to lose. I don't want to lose on Dynamite." Oh, okay, that's fine. You still.
I wish I had an answer. I'm just.
So it's just but that's the top of my naughty list. I'll say Ding Dong Khan and his backwards ass booking.
Oh God!
I say he got to earn that Papa title again because right now,
Well, I'll go with you. I'm going to segue for that actually, just because we were already talking about him a little bit. Because I'm going to say on the nice list, but it's not necessarily a good thing. Is MJF? I have to go with MJF for this. And look, MJF. Why did we like MJF when we first started? Because he was the man who never broke character. This guy, not really. This guy was unequivocally heel all the time. This guy would just ooze the charisma of this heel, this great heel that you wanted to just punch, you wanted to fight.
He was a modern day Piper.
The kid's face, for God's sake. I mean, come on. What the hell?
Modern day Roddy Piper is what that's what he was.
But now, ever since he's and I know hopefully there's some kind of long-term storytelling here, but with this whole Adam Cole thing, people can't see what it's for. That he's literally making a joke of all the old wrestling tropes. Whether you're talking about Ultimate Warrior, whether you're talking about Hogan powering up, whether it's all a thing here. Oh, we do got a chat here. Look, D-Town guy in the house. What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
Nice seeing you, man. Nice.
Hey, feel free to give us your naughty and who's on your naughty list and on your nice list in the comments.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll definitely chat about it. But my whole thing is this: it's like MJF now, like you said, they have him wrestling every week. It's now like she's defending the belt, which it's good to defend it, but when you defend it every week, and the fact that Ring of Honor Tag Champ pre-show, 2 shows, 2 pay-per-views in a row. He's on the pre-show defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team titles. What?
Hey, let me ask you a question. Hey, Doc, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
As much as people crapped on Jinder Mahal, did Jinder Mahal ever defend the WWE title on the pre-show?
No. Jinder Mahal never did, actually. No, he did not.
And also when the Great Khali, aka India's best imitation of cardboard, did he ever defend the World Heavyweight title any sense on the pre-show or Sunday Night Heat?
He did not. No.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yep, made sure. So my problem is you and then you're having that guy wrestle twice on these shows, and I get it. They really oversold the whole him injured at the last show, and then this whole waiting for Adam Cole to turn on him or whatever they're playing. Like right now, apparently the Devil will be shown finally at World's End. Finally. Like the whole Devil storyline that
I'll show him on Rampage at this point.
I mean, right now, the Devil could be what? It could be like Nick Nemeth, Dolph Ziggler. It could be
Britt Baker.
It could be Britt Baker. It could be
Tony Khan.
Tony pulls off like McMahon, the higher power.
The whole time.
Oh my God! Or even worse, the powers that be when it was Russo and WCW. Oh, that was even.
He'll be Russo to himself just because.
Of course. Oh no! Oh God! So again, it's
JF
like,
being on the naughty list. I'm not mad at that.
So yeah, and that's my problem. It's like, well, that's the thing. MJF is ironically on the nice list, but shouldn't be. He should be on the naughty list in his bad way. That's how I look at it. Like, you're nice, but you're too nice. And I know you're working on a storyline. It's just taking too long now. Now, was it just because Adam Cole was injured? Would this have like wrapped up by now? Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. I just know that I want MJF back to his old way, or he doesn't need the title. Because at that point, if you're going to really stay in this gimmick for a bit, then you need to give it to someone else to then fight back to maybe get the belt back. I don't know. So, because either way, we're going to like MJF. You know, if he's champ, if he's not champ, I just
he's a draw.
He's a draw. He is. So, and we'll see what happens. We'll see. Hopefully, he'll get the coal and the gold. Coal.
Hey, I see what you did there.
There we go. But yeah, so that'll be my first pick. And we do have one here from D-Town Guy, and we do have Naughty is Mommy, always on top. Well, I do. I'd have to agree with you on that right there, D-Town Guy.
The only naughty thing I would, I understand. I understand the joke. The only naughty thing I would give Rhea right now is, I guess, her booking. She's just squashing everybody. So at this point, as far as like as far as is she gonna keep this belt till Mania or not? I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing with her?
That's a good point. I mean, she literally has destroyed every single person she's fought, and my hands are like this. It doesn't, unless you have like Raquel Rodriguez pushed properly, would be good as a heel. Unfortunately, is the way I would book it. I don't know what they're waiting for. Like, yeah, they're going to wait till WrestleMania. Are they going to have someone else come in? Are they waiting for Jade Cargill to come in and go against her? Or are they going to have Jade go for the main championship? Because as of right now, Charlotte Flair, she unfortunately looks like she might have a slight injury that happened last week on SmackDown.
Right.
Kind of a botched move that happened with her and Asuka in her match. Didn't look good. It looked kind of bad, but she's saying she might have a knee injury. Don't know. Could be kind of a worked thing. Definitely with a botch or a botched move or whatever. But yeah, you know what I mean? And D-Town Guy even said one here, Bianca Belair. But see, to me, that could work, but it would have to be done properly. Like, trying to think of the best way to describe this. Because if you have you got Mommy, you got Rhea Ripley, who doesn't need, she's so over. She's so over, doesn't need the belt. But it's good that all those belts are there, but now there's going. Like Dominic Mysterio just lost the North American title. So you might start seeing that now. You might start
a trickle effect.
Yep. You might start seeing people lose the belt. What might work is if Rhea Ripley lost the belt in kind of a sneak attack type thing. And what I mean by is like someone winning, but with help from someone else off of like a roll up or getting hit by Judgment Day, for example. What if Dominic tried to help her, accidentally hit
screws it up? Pulls the star screen.
Correct. Yeah, you failed me yet again, Starscream. I think my voice is about to get to that Frank Welker voice right here, Tom Kenny. But yeah, I could see something like that happen. Dominic doing something to like cause her to lose the belt, not just lose the belt. That causes even way more dissension at that point in the group as they try to keep it together. Now, who would that person be to win? I don't know. I don't know at this point because you have like Bayley right now until she gets kicked out of Damage Control, which it looks like that's where they're going. They've kind of reformed this Triple Tails, Kabuki Warrior pirate princess group, basically. And Bailey's the odd person out. So is it Bailey getting kicked out and then she kind of leaves and then she goes to Raw and then she goes for this title? Because Bailey's over. Like, people like Bailey. It's just that she never got booked right when she came back from injury, right? Like, she fought Bianca Belair like 3 times and then lost every time. Every time she would lose. And it's like, well, that just killed her push, you know? You got, obviously, Becky Lynch. But Becky Lynch, to me, is too up there to be like a quick win like that. Yes, she did do that Bianca. We do know that. I still don't like that booking either. That was a bizarre thing to do at that time. But that's neither here nor there. We have a different Becky now. This is like, I don't think that works. What I do think works is that, I've said this before, I think that Tiffany Stratton and NXT, the reason why they did not give her back the NXT Women's title from Becky Lynch in that great hardcore match they had, basically a hardcore match they had, is because they knew she was going to the main roster. So, but before we go on, we do have Big O in the house. Big O. What's up, fellas?
Yo.
Watching from the bowling alley. Well, you better get some strikes there, buddy. Let's get some strikes. Let's go.
Hey, we missed you at the chili. We missed you at the chili cook-off, but it's all good.
Yeah. Hey, it's good seeing you up here as always. Hopefully, you get to make sure to tell us your scores. All right, tell us your scores. You do while we're on here.
But as far as Bianca Belair, I will put Bianca in a nice category. She was book dominant or whatnot. You know, she held on to the belt for forever. And, you know, she delivered for the most part. She's kind of like basically what Rhea's going through right now is what Bianca just got done going through. We basically just running through everybody. But at this point, you know, she won the belt for like 5 seconds at SummerSlam. You know, and then put old girl from Damage Control over
Io Sky.
Io Sky. I'm
Yep.
thinking, you know, for some reason I had Sky and Dakota Kai backwards confused when I, but yeah, so she put Sky over when I, but I mean, between naughty and nice, I think it's fair that Bianca, you know, being on it as far as being on the nice list. At this point, too, speaking of nice, at this point, you know, I'm starting to come to terms that we will never get NXT heel Bianca because I think at this point they just, you know, it seems like they just she's basically gonna be the new Cena as far as that regard goes. So, especially if she starts making wave as far as the Make-A-Wish Foundations, if she starts putting up numbers, yeah, you probably kiss that heel turn goodbye.
For sure. That's for sure. And we've talked about that before. You know, even they slightly were going with that hostile heel turn. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense in some aspects, but if there's already enough heels working, probably not do that. So, yeah, that's for sure.
So, Doc, who do you got for the nice list?
Ooh, okay, we got some. Here we go. So I'm gonna go with the nice list. I'm gonna go in general. I'm gonna say the Endeavor deal, like the Endeavor contract, but not just for WWE. So before, obviously, we talked to extensively, and people in the wrestling world know the Endeavor Group now owns WWE and UFC. So, you know, it's a big deal. First time McMahon hasn't been fully in charge of WWE. Like, it's insane. It's pretty insane.
It's like what, the 80s?
Yeah, a long time.
I don't think he acquired it in the 70s, did he?
No, I think it was actually, yeah, it's the 70s, I think is what we're talking about. So excuse me.
I'm looking it up while you're talking.
No problem. But the other thing that just news broke about last few days ago or so, and I had to double check it because when I saw the news, it almost looked like it was fake news. But as we already talked about before, Impact Wrestling is going back to TNA Wrestling in January, which is I do love. I watched TNA back in the day. I think it's a great move for their company. Also, on January 5th, they are releasing the TNA Plus app. Well, I guess just in general, and then like app as well. And it's basically what it sounds like. It's going to be basically kind of a version of TNA. There's 2 tiers. One that you can watch you watch all the shows, everything, whatever, including like the non 4 big pay-per-views. Okay. And then that's like $10 a month. So we get $9.99 again, guys. $9.99. But then if you want the same thing and you also get the 4 big pay-per-views, it's $200 a year. So they're not giving you the 4 pay-per-views. They want you to pay the $40, $50 for those 4 pay-per-views. My point is, who runs the app? Endeavor. The Endeavor company is actually powering the TNA Plus streaming service. So think about that for a second. They literally are running not AEW, but TNA Impact like wrestling. TNA Wrestling is going to be run by Endeavor's company. Yeah. And I had to make sure it was the same Endeavor. I know it was the same company. So, like, to me, that's something that is the most unheard of thing ever. Unheard of. To think that 2 companies that are competition, even if TNA is not as much as they used to be, under the same banner. But you know what? Hey, it's a new world we're talking about when we're talking about wrestling. So Endeavor, to me, it's good news, because there's a lot of good wrestling in TNA. The back catalog that's all going to be on there. There's some good stuff there. I definitely will be subscribing to the new app for sure, to be able to watch some of the old pay-per-views, because that's the whole point. I can watch all the old pay-per-views, and there was some good stuff. There were some bad. There was some real good stuff though, too.
2010.
We're not talking about it. We're not talking about it. You go in the corner. Sauce. Just because you mentioned that, you go in the corner.
All right.
No, don't go in the corner. No, get back. But so I have to mention that. I have to mention in general, it's kind of like, so it's a nice for Endeavor, for TNA, for moving in from 2024. So yeah, that's what I'd say for sure. I mean, it's still crazy to me. When I was reading the whole thing, it's because here's my point. Here's why this is better. Okay, this is better than like Honor Club. Like you have the Ring of Honor Club thing, right? Where when Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, we all assumed he's going to have a show for it. No, he doesn't even have a show for it. We're just going to tape the shows, and then people come to see the shows when you go see, Rampage or Collision or whatever the hell they tape the Ring of Honor shows, and then we'll have the separate pay-per-view. But then Ring of Honor Club won't show those pay-per-views for like 3 months. Oh, okay. So I'm still paying like $15 a month. I can watch all the old Ring of Honor shows from like 15 years ago, right? No, you can't. But what do you mean? Like, that's my problem. Like, you run a piss poor streaming service for a highly decorated wrestling company.
Yeah, basically, what we're calling, basically what we're saying is it's amateur hour.
It's definitely amateur hour right there. Oh God, bring the pool table up, and that's exactly what it feels like. Amateur hour, and only Sauce gets that. Oh Lord.
It's a local bar joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that's what you got for your nice list.
Yeah, so it does look like we do have another chat here. We got the Trek reviewer. Thank you for joining us, man. With Endeavor running TNA's app, could that open the door for TNA WWE crossovers? So
I don't own a library or like some stake in a library.
WWE, I don't know, not TNA, no, because TNA had like 2 different ones. Because you had the original, what were they, the NWA, when they were the
NWA TNA
pulled from there, they just became TNA. As for an actual crossover, I mean, anything's possible. Look at Mickie James. She showed up at the Royal Rumble and entered the Women's Royal Rumble with the Knockout Championship belt. They referred to her as Impact Women's Women's Champion. Anything's possible after that. AJ Styles, for example, when they had Slammiversary last year. They had their anniversary. He did a video. He taped a video talking about the anniversary of TNA. Again, seeing someone that's currently in WWE on, even though they weren't in person, that's kind of a big deal. I mean, so maybe not a full-on crossover, but I could see maybe some more leeway. I could see maybe some more leeway, but it wouldn't be a full-on like, we're going to let you wrestle here to go wrestle here to wrestle here. But man, that would be open up some ideas there, especially with TNA coming back with the TNA moniker. So,
Mr. Trucker Viewer, if you still on, do us a favor. Give us who's on your naughty list and who's on your nice list for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to know.
So, Doc, I guess it's my turn, and
yeah, give me a nice one. Give me
a nice one. It has to be Orange Cassidy.
There we go.
This guy, they gave him the ball. He stuck out his left hand and he ran with it. This man he's already made evented a pay-per-view.
Yes, he has.
This man comes out like every Wednesday and just tears the doors down every time as far as he get in the ring. At one point, they were teasing, like, trying to do more with his character, but I guess it just kind of reverted back to what works for him. But, I think it all started back from 2022. Ever since that Worlds Collide with Ospreay? It's like ever since that match, like the man, like he's basically been on a roll ever since. And what makes Orange Cassidy so really good is like you don't have, like, storyline wise, you don't have to invest too much into him because he just kind of, with him, his character just writes itself. But, this dude, he's the only, I would say one of the biggest robberies of 2023 was not having Orange Cassidy in that Four Pillars match.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that for sure. I mean, he really did need to be there. Better than Jack friggin' Perry. I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah, so because of Jack Perry, I mean, I think he's on everybody's naughty list. Because of Jack Perry, you basically wasted a roster spot on that main event, and you got your biggest cash cow fired. So yeah, he's definitely on a huge naughty list.
Yeah.
But yeah, Orange Cassidy. Now he's a two-time champion. I would as far as 2024, I want to see, eventually, have him give the strap up and let's see him like go towards, the main event. Let's see how his character does when you put him in, in a upper card main event status.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. He had some great matches, some entertaining matches. His, international title run has been great. He really showed off some of his wrestling chops. I know a lot of people, don't particularly like him. Good Cornette. Sorry, my throat has a cornet in it apparently. But he showed off. He showed off some. He was able to take some damage from Moxley of all people. So yeah, that's a good one. That's a good pick right there. But only because you kind of mentioned and opened the door on this one, as we're talking about, Mr. Jack Perry. I'm not talking about him, but I am going to talk about someone that he was definitely on the naughty list, but now he's trying his hardest to get on the nice list, to make nice.
Right.
Let never know he's nice, but we do have to talk about Mr. Phil Brooks.
Okay.
Phil Brooks, Mr. CM Punk himself. I'll tell you right now, we've talked about him extensively on different shows throughout this past year and a half at this point. And it's wrestling never ceases to amaze me. All the stuff happened. Let's rewind to All In, Wembley Stadium, opening match of Samoa Joe versus the quote real world champion CM Punk. And a pretty good match. Not overly great, but a pretty good match.
Right.
But then all the hoopla again, more hoopla. Jack Perry at the center of it. Jack Perry at the center of it. I mean, that should tell you something. Like, really? So then all this basically accounts to that he leaves. He's gone. Everyone talks about where he's gone. Okay. Then we joke about it. Months go by. We joke about how Chicago tends to get all these pay-per-views. We're mad about it. Why does Chicago keep getting all the pay-per-views? TNA Impact had their show in Chicago in October. And then Survivor Series was going to also be in Chicago. So we joked a little bit about it. Hey, Impact, what if they got CM Punk? And I remember we watched that show. He wasn't there. He could have been there. He could have signed for sure with them, but they really don't have the money. So, we get closer to Survivor Series. There's stuff on TV. You got Shinsuke Nakamura doing the GTS to people. You got you got other people saying stuff from old promos. You got Seth Rollins saying random things, like these little like Easter eggs, you would say, best way to put it. But then it's still, to me, no. It's still you're razzing them. You're getting jabs at them. Then Survivor Series happens, and they say, oh, Randy Orton's coming back. The week of, Randy Orton's going to come back, and then he shows up there, jacked up, like he reminded me of like Godzilla when he got hit with the nuke, and he turned into like super nuke Godzilla. He was jacked. So everyone's excited to see Randy Orton. Super excited. Watch the show. Is what it is. They fake it. They go out to everyone, the credits are about to go. And then you hear it. You hear Cult of Personality. And I jumped up, thought it was my phone for some reason. I have a Kevin Owens theme song on my phone.
Yeah.
So at first I thought it was that because I wasn't really paying attention. And then literally, what? What?
This man pulled a Jeff Jarrett. This man pulled a Jeff Jarrett. Literally worked for two companies in the same year.
So yeah, and let's just talk about that though. He literally was in Wembley, still selling. His merch was still so hot. He shows up, then everything blows up. The internet blows up. I think the internet, like I remember I messaged Sauce, and no one answered. I thought the world blew up because no one was answering my calls, my texts, as everyone was gone.
Once again, I apologize. I was out with family.
Oh yeah, it was Thanksgiving weekend. It was Thanksgiving weekend, for God's sake. So all this happens, and now he's on TV. Highest selling merch shirt right now. TNA, AEW, and there. Come on. And now he's already starting doing the feuds with Seth Rollins, which right there is money. Because guess what?
He's definitely about to be one of the main events at Philadelphia.
So he's got like this guy who went through all the stuff is now going to be main eventing most night one of it, most likely.
And we'll probably walk away with the strap.
Yeah. And gotta tell you this, last week on SmackDown when he showed up, he had a backstage thing with Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens has been doing this funny bit about how he's knocking people out like Grayson Waller with his punch. CM Punk said, hey, Kevin, you can't just go around punching people backstage like that. I mean, come on. Come on. Like, are you serious right now? Like, to me, I'm all about it. He's now said he is in the Royal Rumble now. That immediately makes the buy rate for that Royal Rumble go up. It's already in a stadium. I think it's in a stadium this year, again, I believe. Excuse me. So right now, all bets are off. CM Punk went from naughty to nice because he's making nice with everybody. And
it's at Tropicana Field in Florida.
Exactly. Look at that. Crazy.
Didn't they just have a Rumble there? Or something? Didn't they just have something big there?
Not sure what they just had.
Okay, it just sounds familiar. Like they recently, I don't know.
We got a couple of things here. Looks like from
Oh, my
the
bad.
from the Trek reviewer. Sorry if I don't respond. The internet keeps cutting out. Well, sorry about that, man. But if you get a chance, like I said, if it comes back on, just give us a naughty, nice wrestler company, anything in wrestling, man.
Oh, real quick, Trek reviewer. I'm sure you agree with me when I say that the Star Trek remakes by J.J. Abrams and that one dude who did the Fast and Furious movies. I'm pretty sure you agree that those three movies turned out a lot better than the Disney Star Wars movies. I'm just saying to the Star Wars fans, shots fired. Don't care.
Hey,
but I'm pretty sure Mr. Trek reviewer would agree with me.
Kelvin trilogy for life. That Kelvin trilogy for life. And looks like we do have CBM's in the house. CBM in the house. In the house. We can thank Jumpin' Jack Barry for bringing Philly Brooks and WB together after 10 years. It took a glass with the window and Jumpin' Jack Barry, to get this done. I mean, it's the most ridiculous thing ever.
Actually, a spot that was done where he landed on his back on the car window shield, and I think it was Phil's back that caused him to leave because of the staph infection that was on his back.
Yep.
Everything just goes full circle.
And then we have CBM talking about, and I just canceled my Impact Plus subscription because Endeavor tax of $2 more a month is ridiculous.
Everything's going up $2 more a month.
Yeah, to be fair there on that CBM, literally any streaming services either went up $5, $10 a month because that's the whole point. Everyone wanted streaming, and now you got it, and now everyone's going to nickel and dime it and bundle it, charge more for the bundle. That's a whole nother podcast on its own. Actually, a good idea in regard to streaming services for wrestling in general. But then, of course, we do have, that's the love of my life. That's Holly. Yeah, the producer of this show. But we all have to get guys. Yeah, let me talk to you, girl.
Listen, shout out to the producer, Miss Lee. Her chili is the best. Let me tell you about Mrs. Lee's chili. Her chili will make a rich man steal. Okay. That's how good it is. They say she could convert a Christian to Catholic if she wanted to with that chili.
She does have
with that chili. You could almost given that. If I say with her chili, sure you have enough confidence to sell water to a well.
Yeah, she does have to get it changed though. She is Miss Mullins, So, but wait, breaking news, guys! Breaking news here. Big O. Bull, the 230. Good, nice, buddy.
Hey, I'll say shout out to Big O for the 230.
Nope, there we go.
Hey, we get a chance. Can we get that? Send us who's on your naughty list and who's on your nice list for 2022. Yeah, Big O,
give us who's naughty or nice in the wrestling world. Hit us with it.
Hey, I know who's on Holly Lee's naughty list.
Oh Lord.
Hey, I can tell you who's on her list. So, whoever designed Charlotte Flair's wardrobe. So basically, long story short,
Sheamus, buddy. I really thought you were going to say Sheamus.
No. So Dr. Love's wife, she rants about Charlotte Flair, how she needs to wear pants because shorts ain't it.
Yeah. So CBM here. Okay. All right. Just don't eat the shrimp chili. All right. I tried this 1 year. And somebody decided to turn the heat up on it without letting me know. So it kind of burnt it. I wonder who that was, CBM. But, not saying any names or anything. But, yeah, it was an experiment. That's what we do. Now, am I ever going to make it again? No. But guess what? I've learned my lesson.
Hey.
And I've been chili ever since.
Listen. We need a redemption arc, okay? We need to bring back the shrimp chili. And then just put a huge disclaimer on it next year, like, yeah, if you allergic to shellfish, don't eat this pot.
And then, of course, we do have we got the Trek reviewer. I'm not a Star Wars fan, but in my opinion, the JJ films, it's like it's the current WWE titles. They're nice, shiny, but not as good as the ones that came before. So yeah, what do you think about that? Mr.
Oh,
Saw. And I will be right back, guys. Just give me one quick second.
okay. So with that, I know we're going off topic as far as pro wrestling, but as far as with Star Wars, I never really like my uncle and cousins. They were huge into it. As a child, I said this, this ain't Ninja Turtles. Like I don't know what I'm watching, and then why am I watching this? But it wasn't until the J.J. Abrams when they came out, I was like, oh man, this ain't that bad. When I, exploration or not, space, basically what I call space operas. Will I one day sit down and watch the old school stuff? Probably not. But as far as your feelings, as far as the old school being better than new school, I respect that.
Very cool. Very cool. And it does look like he gave us there you go. All right. So Trek Reviewer, we got on the nice list, we got Rollins and Roman are good. And then Gunther and Judgment Day, bad, I believe, is what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah.
And then Dominic gets a lot of, I believe you're trying to say heat, which is definitely true. If you're talking about Mr. Dirty Dom himself. So yeah, this one's interesting for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
We can't say enough good things about Rollins. Of course, he's a workhorse, makes everyone look good, gives good matches, feuds. Reigns, on the other hand, is my problem. I have
11 matches. He's only he's only had 11 matches this year.
11.
There's been more months in 2023 than Roman has had matches.
Yeah, and he's not planning on wrestling this month.
So. Oh, he definitely ain't right. That man ain't wrestling until
Royal Rumble.
He's not wrestling until January 27th, 2024.
Yeah. So I have my problem, I guess, is just I like a fighting champion. You don't have to fight every week, but you gotta be at the pay-per-views. Premium live events, whatever. You got to be there. You got to defend the title. And the only time it seems that he'll defend them is when they're overseas, right? So he fights the big cash money. Yeah, then they'll do it. And has he elevated the titles? Yeah, I'm glad that he has finally gotten to that point. But if he is like at this point in his career where he wants to just take time off, I'm not saying retire as he's still young, but just didn't do it. But you can't hijack the belt.
Because what I'll say, Doc, all the people that was pissed off at Brock Lesnar, holding the belt hostage, not only showing up every 3 months or whatever. I'm just saying to all those people who hated Brock Lesnar, I need y'all to keep that same energy for Roman. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Like
it's literally it's the same thing.
I wouldn't even be mad at okay, so Roman's literally only wrestled 11 times this year. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I don't think people would be as mad as annoyed if he would just show up on TV. Like he don't even have to show up every week on SmackDown. If Roman just made an appearance 2-3 times a month, I think people would be okay with it. Even if it was just backstage segment, whatever. He, just be there. That's what that's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, and then the more times he shows up to the shows, more merch sales, more the ticket sales go up because they like him now. Like he's at that point where he's making that money with just him being there. But you're just gonna not show up. I mean, I don't know what to say about that.
Okay, guess what other title you don't see every Friday now? Take a wild guess. So you don't see the WWE Championship. Guess what other title you don't see every week now?
What's that?
Just take a wild guess. It's a big card title.
Oh, what, the U.S. title?
Yeah. So at this point on SmackDown, if somebody was new watching pro wrestling, they wouldn't even know who the champions are because you don't even see you don't see either champion on television.
Well, what's good about the U.S. title though is that with the U.S. title, they are doing a tournament now.
Yeah.
For U.S. title because
Logan.
Yep, the Maverick Logan Paul. He's the champion. And I don't hate that. I really don't. A lot of people, you either hate it or you'll like it. I like it because it works because he deserves it. He actually has done. We've talked about how we like him as a wrestler. He's picked up on the wrestling. He's a great heel.
Do another game, baby.
I'm fine with it. So they are doing a tournament now where they were adding more people, and then they just added the last person in the tournament. It was Carmelo Hayes up on the main roster now. So I'm happy to see that.
Is he officially on the main roster, or he just
what happened was this past week on SmackDown or the pay-per-view, they had their deadline show. They have the tournament set up, and there was one spot on the turn of SmackDown that said it was going to be an NXT star. Right. And the star ended up being Carmelo Hayes. I'll be right back, and then give me 1 second.
And then shout out to CBM. Remember, Marmite. And coming soon, Marmite versus Vegemite. Yes, I'm not looking forward to either one of those. You're doing either one of those spreads. Those both taste terrible. They taste like salt and regret. The people over there in Britain, I understand why y'all angry now because y'all have horrible taste buds and y'all don't know what good food is. Y'all alcohol is great, but food is trash. And then shout out to Trek Reviewer. According to my mom, started watching Star Trek in '85. So which shows that he's 2 years old, so he's literally the same age as us. Shout out to you. Once again, like, I was a kid, my uncle was like really big in Star Trek and Godzilla. One of those I gave a chance. The other one, if it just disappeared forever, I wouldn't even blink.
Hey, be nice. Be nice.
And then, once again, Mr. Trek Reviewer, favorite title behind you is talking about behind Doc is Big Gold, but not the WWE version, the WCW one.
Yep, and I actually made this belt specifically. This is actually made out of cardboard and duct tape.
Hold on, I got you.
Cardboard, duct tape, my own kind of flair to it. One of my favorite belts. I agree with you on that.
I wonder how people. So when the Big Gold, as I call it, Big Gold 3.0, when that came out, I know some. It's very. I feel like it was very split down. I guess you can say split down the middle. Let's just say 60-40. I wonder the people that didn't care for it. I wonder had they had a change of heart for it yet. Because me personally, I'm one of those people that was all for it. Listen, that belt looks great. And of course, I know a lot of people hated the big WWE logo, but at the same time, you got to put your stamp on there to know, for people to know, as far as who represents that belt as far as company. Because like if you take that belt, they say if you brought that belt back and took it out and about, most people they would have no idea what wrestling promotion that would belong to unless you had to literally kind of walk up on it and read it. So the way as far as I'm slapping the big WWE logo on it, I'm not mad at it. I don't mind it at all, but it's just something curious I think about.
Yeah, no, I got you on that. And even with like I said, the Big Gold, I'd say there's a fabled history. Even if they made like the new World Heavyweight title without the WWE logo on it, the one Seth Rollins has, would it look nice? Yeah, it would look fine if you had like the globe in the center that was like gold as well. But still, like you said, no one would know what that belt is, and that's the whole branding's a big thing. It's a real big thing
in 2023.
I wish the WW logo had jewels on it, similar to their other belts. That's my big gripe I had.
With not a fan of the Black Diamonds.
The Black Diamonds they just look odd to me. I don't know why. It's normally weird, but they just looked weird now. So. But yeah, interesting. Let's see. I'm trying to see who I had here.
You doing one more?
I got a nice one here.
Okay.
Gotta say this for sure. But we have to definitely talk about. Hold on, I can see if I can get him to do it. LA Knight. Yeah. So we definitely have to talk about the meteoric rise of Mr. Former LA or Eli Drake. Max Dupree, but our LA Knight. We've talked about him before a lot on here. I've watched him for years, Russell. Me and my brother would watch him. We watched him in TNA back a few years ago when he was Global Force Wrestling champion for a very brief time that he even ignores, by the way, because it was such a shit show at that point. But he was great on the mic. Everything he's doing now, he did then. People liked it, but not to this crazy amount. Thankfully, he was able to get his gimmick back. That's a Triple H thing right there. It was not, McMahon wanted to bury him. So it's like he's doing all his stuff, and then hearing the crowd in November, December last year, and they're kind of like, they're kind of cheering, and then it just like a switch flipped, right? That's what happened. A switch must have flipped, and it's crazy. And then the fact that they're cheering so loud, and we heard it at SummerSlam. He was the loudest. I think him, Seth Rollins, and then Jey Uso when he was out for his entrance. When he kind of came in, was getting the whole crowd.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest pops of the night, those three.
But LA Knight, we popped. And I was telling my wife, who'd never been to a wrestling show, and she just started getting the whole LA Knight phenomenon. I said, it's going to be massively loud. She's like, it's going to be loud. I'm like, yes, it is. And then, so right now, I just hope he gets pushed, put him in that secondary title run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not to cut you off, Doc, but
no,
I definitely need to hear this gentleman. I definitely need to hear this gentleman's nice and naughty list before we go off air tonight.
For sure, Andre. Thank you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. I just really hope they keep pushing him, put him in a good secondary title run, keep him, move towards WrestleMania, get him in a good high-profile match, and I'm fine with that. He's not getting a world title match, but get him in a high-profile match, and I'll be happy.
At this point, I feel LA Knight. If we don't see him in a because he's on SmackDown, if we don't see him win a mid card title by the end of 2024, I feel like basically all his momentum is going to be gone. I say, you won't see nothing going into 2025. I definitely think that he definitely needs some type of gold, because I feel like Roman definitely kind of halted his momentum, and also when the old fart came back in and tried to undo a lot of what Papa H was doing. But I feel like LA Knight, he's just kind of there right now or not. But in order for him to regain his momentum, hell, make him be the one that dethrones Gunther.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, LA Knight dethrones Gunther at Mania, because right now, I mean, we already know we starting to get an idea, of what's going to be at who's being booked for Mania. We pretty much already know what the two main matches are going to be as far as the closers, but I feel like I don't see nothing yet unless you see something or whatnot, as far as some type of teaser who Gunther's opponent is going to be at Mania. But I feel like LA Knight, to basically get back his momentum, book him for the IC title, have him dethrone Gunther.
Yeah. Gotcha. I gotcha. I like that. And it does look like we do have another. Oh, we got Big O with it. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And now we got a nice list from Big O. So we got Papa H for helping me care again about more people than Roman. Yeah, so Big O is definitely a big Roman mark, so which is good. No, nothing wrong with it. But, naughty women's tag belts, just non-existent. And what's funny about that is you're absolutely right, except now. Just now. Like the whole year, yes. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven have been great because she's great on promos, and Piper, they work really well together.
Yeah, the chemistry is definitely there.
So you're right. Everything else before that was like whatever. Now, if they continue doing that and actually care about the belts, I'll care. But you're totally right. Yeah, they was like, here, belts, cool. Okay, we're just a tag team. Let's throw some women together and make a team. So, excuse me again. But yeah, Papa H for him and helping me care. He definitely gets a lot of the
He's the top of the nice list this year and probably next year.
Right.
And then the other doofus in Jacksonville, he at the top of the naughty list for me.
Yep.
And then, finally, we'll get some Ospreay. He'll book him ass backwards throughout 2024 and 2025. But I'm just there for the matches.
Yeah. All right. So it looks like we do have, real quick, I saw this here. Didn't want to leave it behind. Trick Reviewer. He also said, we were talking about the belts. He said he liked the WWF Winged Eagle, IC 90s title, OG ECW title, and the WWF Hardcore title. It's funny because I actually have like 3 of those belts in here too. As I'm like looking through my belts, but just so you see. So of course you're talking about that one. Look, one of my favorites right there. And then I think I had one other one here. Oh yeah. So a couple years ago for Halloween, made Mick Foley our Mankind outfit. So in a day, I said I have to have a hardcore title. So I just made a real quick hardcore title. And yeah, can't beat that too. So but so yeah, we got our little hardcore title here. So it's like, hey, get out of here, knock you out. And then it looks like my first exposure to wrestling was the old Hulk Hogan cartoon. Oh man, bringing it back there. Okay.
Something I think that's not on Peacock, but it was definitely on the network.
Yes, it was. You're right. See, that's why
I sat there and watched that whole season one night. I was folding up laundry and I was just looking at the network. I'm like, I wonder if I could just watch to pass the time. And yep, the Hulk Hogan cartoon. I was like, yep, this is what we're doing tonight.
All right. We do have sorry. Yep.
Go ahead, my bad.
That's the one I meant to click, actually. So we got Andre with his picks here. Nice. Early Bloodline work. Trick Mellow Gang, Dirty Dom, and Backlash. So I'd have to agree with you on all of this, for sure. We'll start with the Bloodline stuff, for sure. Like, at one point, it was just so over. Like, everything worked so well. Everything worked so well with it. And then, of course, the whole stuff with Sami Zayn making you want him to beat him up,
Yep.
Into that Royal Rumble match with, Kevin Owens getting destroyed by Roman. And then, God, it was just seeing, like, when he hit him with the chair, that monumental pop. And then, of course, Elimination Chamber in Canada. That pop alone was like insane. It was absolutely insane. You knew Roman wasn't going to win, but we already knew from the past that Kofi Mania took over, right? Yeah. No one thought Kofi was going to win. Daniel Bryan, more people thought he could have won, but Kofi, there was less people that thought he was going to win. So,
hey, at the Chamber, I thought for sure Kofi was there was a moment where I really thought they was gonna go have him go over, and my desk chair was about to go out the window out of excitement. I was really, my security deposit was about to be out the window with my chair.
Right.
But real quick. I'm just thinking about, so as far as Sami Zayn had I think for 2023, as far as WWE wise, he probably had the biggest pop of the year. But was Phil's pop bigger than Sami Zayn's pop?
No, Sami Zayn was bigger. If I back and watch it, I think Sami Zayn's was bigger. CM Punk, it was big, but No, the fact that Sami Zayn was in Canada.
No, I'm talking about the pop. Well, I'm saying the pop in Canada was big, but the pop that he got at Mania.
Oh, at Mania. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was. Ooh, yeah. Okay.
Because I think the one in Canada obviously was pretty big, but I think the one, maybe we go back, maybe I'm wrong, but I want to say, I think still Sami Zayn has the biggest pop in WWE in 2023. It was at that Mania.
Yeah.
Let's say, what's the name was close. Montreal was close, but I want to say he's probably had the biggest pop as far as 2023.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, and real quick, the key word, yes, Mr. Douglas. The key word in that sentence was early bloodline, like the first half of the year. Now it's just like, can we please get this over with? And I hope that it ends at 40. Because at this point, it's like, come on, y'all. Like, what else are we doing?
Well, yeah, because then, the fact that, the Usos are gone. Then Jimmy goes back just to screw over, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah. Now it's just running. Now they're jumping the shark.
Right. Yeah.
And then Backlash, I thought it was interesting that he did put Backlash.
Yep.
So I feel like Backlash was definitely a redemption for the night after Mania.
Oh my God. That dumpster fire. That's
the old fart when he came in.
Down, stomping that one down. Because so bad. Oh, so bad, man.
Ooh, I can't wait for that. When Papa H that night at the Mania in Philly, because as far as I know, Monday Night Raw, they're gonna have Raw there in Philadelphia, right? That Monday.
I'm sure it's there. Yeah.
Ooh, I can't wait for that Philly crowd.
He has on here Trick Mellow Gang. Oh yeah, come on. These guys are like. What's crazy is that Carmelo Hayes is already amazing, but how Trick Williams has gotten over, so over now, and I can't wait to see if that feud now, because it's going to happen.
Oh yeah,
it's happening. It's going to be a great feud there. So I can't wait to see it.
And that's one thing I will, and that's one of the kudos I do give NXT 2.0 is their basically the way that they're doing things now. They literally basically are like handcrafting these young guys, from scratch, and just letting everything, let the people dictate where these guys' careers end up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The Black and Gold was great when we had all those indie guys in there tearing the house down every Wednesday and, every couple Saturdays. But then it got to the point where it became too lopsided where you had, it was like half the roster was, these established indie stars. And the other half was these people that just learned how to do a suplex like 6 weeks ago. So, but now they're, at this rate, Mr. HBK, hey, just keep doing your thing over there. I wonder, is he primarily the creator and booker over there, creative and booker, or do you think Triple H is still like doing stuff over there as well?
It's a good point. I'm not sure because I always assumed it was just Shawn Michaels running it, but. Okay. But that's a good question,
The reason why I say that, the reason why I asked that is because on a recent podcast with Swerve, he was on a recent podcast and he was talking about when he was over there, with Shawn Michaels, was being a mentor to him and like he would take, like an hour every week, we'll sit down and just, watch film matches. And then, Shawn being meetings with Triple H. And he'll tell me like what he wants to see out of Swerve. So, he'll let him back. He'll be texting him like, hey, this is what Triple H wants to see from you the next couple weeks. And then obviously, he'll deliver and, he'll come back and say, Shawn Michaels, like, that's what I'm talking about. So that's the only reason why I'm just thinking about as far as
I think there's definitely some kind of like communication there for sure that he wants to find out like who's evolving faster, who needs more time, who still looks good but not ready yet. Like there's definitely that kind of communication, I believe, for sure.
Right.
When it comes to that.
Just a thought.
It looks like we do real quick here. We do have a Trek reviewer. You guys should check out Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling. They're a promotion out of Denver. Definitely familiar with them. And then you mentioned that they are on YouTube and on Twitch.
Hey, shout out to Denver. I got people. I got family that stay out in Colorado Springs.
All right.
If you ever go to Colorado Springs, you got to go. Listen, y'all got to go to the Olympic, the U.S. Olympic Training Facility Center. It's literally like they took Planet. It's like the NASA made a Planet Fitness. That's literally what it is. But the best part, which is worth the $15 admission that I paid in 2018, I'm sure it's more than $15 now. But the admission alone was worth me going into like the boxing wrestling area. And you got to see Kurt Angle's name, name and photo in that area. That alone was worth the admission.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Oh, excuse me. So it looks like Andre gave us now. We got a naughty list. We got Ziggler fired. Carlito's music. Ain't that the damn truth? Profits turn heel, and probably something else I'm forgetting.
By forgetting, he's probably thinking about Tony Khan. I get it.
Yeah, we already talked about it extensively that you don't need to talk about. let's get that one out of the way first. Yeah,
I said that one.
Carlito's music. So mad too, man. I agree. What the hell? You know what we wanted. And wait, can I just be like Batista? Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want.
Hey, I am kind of also bummed out about Nia Jackson's new music. Like, I was like, what is this? I want to hear, I'm not like most girls. Most girls. But that's a whole other thing.
That was perfect.
Listen, Ziggler getting fired is what he needed. At this point, I mean, yeah, he spent like, the last 15 years just putting everybody else over.
Yeah.
This man had he actually had 3 title reigns. 2 of them people even forgot existed. Then the third one came from NXT.
Yep.
And then he was just, to me, I was never really a big fan of Dolph Ziggler. I mean, the man could sell his ass off. Like, that man could sell a double drop kick from Zach Gowen any day of the week. But as far as outside of that, it was just like, okay, Dolph's coming down the ring. He's about to, he's about to work about 8 minutes, maybe 11. All right, he's gonna do 11 minutes of work, put somebody else over, and then we move on with the show.
Yeah. I mean, I always liked his work ethic. I thought he, like you said, he was really good at the selling. He's good at selling. He's good at making someone look good. I mean, I still, to this day, one of the biggest pops of all time was the day after WrestleMania when he cashed in on Del Rio.
Yeah,
that crowd went ballistic. I mean, you just don't hear it that often anymore. That kind of, and the man, it wasn't just a wham bam pin him. Like at one point in the match, you thought Del Rio was going to retain the title because it turned into a very short but match. Del Rio got him over for like the arm bar, and you thought, like, I was like, it's over. Like he got him the enziguri but in the end, he ended up winning. So yeah, I still love it. His talent is wasted. The whole NXT title thing with him and Braun Breaker, that it was odd, but I see why they did it, similar to what they did with Becky Lynch now too, kind of the same thing. But right now, like, I remember when he did that thing when he won the US title and then dropped it and then left the company for like a month. And then he showed up as the 30th entrant at Royal Rumble, and everyone was booing.
Yep.
It's like, why did you drop the belt? What was the point of it? Like that. Never explained. Like he didn't even try to explain it. Like when he came back, like it was a whole thing. So obviously, people are going to be talking about like AEW. Ooh, AEW's going to get him. Nick Nemeth. His brother's already working there. So it makes sense for them to want to sign him.
Well, I think like I'll tolerate him more over there because over there you just watch AEW for the wrestling, just throw storylines, characters, and logic out the window. So
yeah.
Oh, and then let's see the Profits turn the heel turn. Yeah, I'm like, okay, so I guess we're not getting a hurt business. So what was the whole point of it? What was the whole point of them turning heel?
Well, they are still with Bobby Lashley in a sense that they are kind of some version of it because they are together. Because apparently, so this is something I just read. Again, this is so they have them working a bunch of house shows
Okay.
and work together with Bobby Lashley. And apparently, they're working as heels, which makes sense if they're doing this. But apparently, the crowds are refusing to boo them. That they were only are cheering them as a group. They're not booing them enough. So whether or not they're worried that that's not that's going to happen on the main show, and that's why they're not getting pushed now, I don't know. But all I know is they can't waste Montez Ford and his ability here. They can't. Like I want to see, regardless of cheer, boo, get him on the roster and see what happens. Lashley, he's in that U.S. title tournament. So are they going to put the belt back on him? He doesn't need it. He was a great world champion. He was a great world champion. And Street Profits would be great tag team champions if they decide to separate those belts, which has been a long-standing rumor that they're going to be doing again. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But it looks like we do have, we got Papa Mafia here. We got,
Yeah.
Hey, man. We got Papa Mafia in the house. Hey, he's not offside, though, right? Right, Sauce? I don't think he's offside, is he? Or is he? Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Well, that's all I got to say about that. A lot of close games this weekend in football. But let's see. We do have we got Truck Reviewer. Dolph was the best wrestler Triple H ever tossed into a shipping container. Okay, yeah, that's funny. The show, put him in the dumpster. Oh my gosh. Now I'm talking about the dumpster match. Remember with the Kira Tozawa, and then you had they had the big fight with the ninjas, and they were out there with in the dumpster fight. Like, what the hell was that? That was all Thunderdome shit. That was that's something right there. Oh, hold on. Throw that flag. Oh gosh. Hey, you know what? Anything's better than the 3-0 game. 3-0 game with the Vikings.
Like that guy for Red Zone, because there's no even as a Minnesota fan, even if that had been a Lions game, I think I would just turn the game off.
Yeah, I want my money back. I want like half the money back right there, for God's sake. And as we getting close to kind of
winding down,
we do have CBM with here we go. I'd rather see a fish market street fight. And if people don't know this, which 98% of the people do not know this match happened in TNA wrestling, and it involved Dudley Boys. Devon Dudley was in the match, and yes, they've had real fish and like stands around the ring. Oh, and they had to be weighed before the match to be able to participate in the match. And they put a scale in the ring to weigh them, just like you would weigh fish after you've caught them.
Or Crash Holly.
Yep, Crash. Oh, no, there was a difference. That made sense. That was funny for his gimmick.
Oh, no, I'm just saying.
It was not the same. So, yes. So, thank you. Now that I've remembered that you brought this up. Yeah, forgot to say. They both had to make 275 pounds. Yeah, okay. All right. We're talking about Bubba Ray Dudley and Devon. Had to make that. They just said they made it too. Yeah, because they fought Shark Boy and Curry Man. Shark Boy, great, and Curry Man, Christopher Daniel, under a mask. They had a bowl of curry on top. Oh gosh. Now, that has made me sick for the night. So I'm just kidding. But yeah, so we're just kind of winding down here for tonight. And like I said, we want to kind of bring up some fun stuff with the Naughty, Nice, And I'm glad we have the new people here talking with us. So we always love it. For the next couple weeks, we're just going to kind of do next week. This is going to be a fun one for some people, including someone that's listening right now. We're going to kind of talk about pay-per-views that happen, December pay-per-views, the good, the bad of them. The good, we got our Vengeance, obviously, that just the anniversary of Jericho winning both championships in the same night. We've got Armageddon pay-per-views. And we've got even maybe at least one TLC pay-per-view that was okay. And then, of course, we have the bad, which all I have to mention is this. ECW. December.
To December.
Which, by the way, me and my brother bought that. We were one of only like 3,000 people that bought that pay-per-view. And if I'm not being hyperbolic, I'm pretty sure that's the number. That was close to the number. So we do have the Chuck reviewer we got Lita Naughty, Trish Nice.
By wrestling, I do agree. By wrestling in 2023, I do agree.
I'd agree with that as well. So that's a nice one. But Sauce, did you have any other ones before we kind of do our heat of the week here?
Not really.
All right. I know it basically kind of went. We definitely knocked out most of them here.
Oh, real quick. One last one. This is only gonna take 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're good, man.
Last one on the naughty list is definitely the last one is AEW Fight Forever. That's on my naughty list only because it took them. Apparently, it cost them $40 million to make this game. And then they brought it out, and they haven't really done much with it. Like they basically gave us what? So this game came out in June, so 6 months from now. 6 months ago, I should say. And we've only gotten DLC pack for 6 wrestlers. And unless they got something in store for next year, at this point people felt like the game was dead on arrival. Now, is it gameplay wise? Oh, it's pretty fun, it's pretty great. I purposely bought it for the Switch because I was just curious to see how it would perform. And me personally, I was disappointed because when you have a Nintendo Switch, you have to lower expectations for a lot of things. New Pokemon. And as far as with the Fight Forever, gameplay-wise, it's fun. But everything outside of that, I mean, yeah. It's like in my mind, I'm like, we had to wait 4 years, and it cost y'all $40 million to produce this.
Yeah. Yep. Because they made a big deal to say that you don't have to buy a new game every year. We're going to be updating rosters and such. They made a big deal about that. So let's see if they hold true to that.
And I'm pretty sure it does not take 3 months to make a new wrestler. Because I know Capcom, I guess they were recently saying it takes them 2 years to do their character, to make a character. And I'm like, well, maybe character packs, maybe, but still, you have a whole team of people. You have a whole team.
Look at all the people that make the creative characters for the WWE 2K game.
Yeah.
There are these that are perfect down to the tattoos, down to the move sets. And these are just people that, they're really good at doing that, but they don't work for a company. These are guys that just make these. So come on, get with that.
Yeah. So, part of me wants to hope for the best for this game in 2024. Maybe they're going to just unleash a whole new wave, breathe new life in this game. But it's the way they hyped it up, and then what we got 6 months, and then 6 months from now is just is at this point it's just But that's all I got. That's all I pretty much got.
And I do have to bring this up for Andre because this is a definite naughty, if there ever was one. Baszler versus Ronda Rousey, that abomination of a match that happened at SummerSlam. That I definitely walked out. I went and got out beer, came back, and then the deafening silence of that crowd.
Yep,
deafening. It was so bad, and yet we didn't get Trish and Becky Lynch in the cage match, but we got that. Okay, let's see where there's a problem here. Okay, oh God, and actually, Trek's got Shaniqua. Oh, is that the buzzword? You know what? He just said the word of the night. It was the word of the night. I never thought anybody would ever say Shaniqua again on here. But yeah, from the Basham brothers, Shaniqua,
Yep.
former Tough Enough winner.
The worst bulldog we ever seen in wrestling.
Oh my God. But oh yeah. So yeah, like I said, guys, thanks for all the stuff for the naughty and the nice list. I'm not gonna lie, I think for the heat of the week, I think we're good. We kind of talked about everything going on here in wrestling.
Yeah.
So I think we're good. But yeah, CBM, of course. Oh yes, Linda Miles, the most unconvincing dom ever. Oh yeah, absolutely. And then of course when Trek Reviewer came out with the Bashams, it was great because there was one episode, I think it was like a Thanksgiving episode. They're sitting in the backstage trying to eat. He's got the ball gag in his mouth, trying to eat with a ball gag in his mouth. And then the other Basham had the leather mask on, zipped up, but he's like got food like this. I said, what?
It was funny though.
It was funny, that's a different time, baby. Different time. But on that note, we're going to head out of here next week. We're going to talk about, like I said, December pay-per-views. Mostly WWE, but again, WCW. Your Starcades. Anything else that happened in December, we'll talk about it. The good and the bad. We'll go from there. But on that note, I'm Dr. Love. And of course, I can't do this without him. But we got Mr. Sauce Bronson.
Hey, light-skinned man with the ashy hands. I'm only here because Doc came up with the plan.
I try. I try. But on that note, we're going to head out of here. So we're going to catch you again next week at the same time at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, on that note, y'all be happy, y'all be healthy, y'all be safe, but most importantly, be good. Go Lions. We coming for the Denver Broncos, you cowards.